his first
Which
match.
I think was more than fair.
Yeah, more than fair. You go into your first match. Yeah, he tells the guy, it's like, hey, you want to DQ me? The guy said, no, let's play it out. Dave beats him.
Yeah.
No big deal. The next match, who do you fight?
Oh my God, it's Andre.
OMG, it's Andre. Lang says, do you want to DQ me? What does OMG, it's Andre say?
He's like, is this a trick? Is this a trick? What's the catch? I'm like, no catch. I just worked on the game, and if you feel it's unfair that I'm fighting you with all that extra experience, then you can DQ me. Come on, man, what's the catch? What's the catch? Like, no, there's no catch. If you think it's unfair, then I'll DQ myself. He's like, you're DQ'd.
Boom. Dave's
like,
in losers bracket, just like that.
Like, you know, it's I kind of respect the want to win. You know, playing to win.
You have to respect the playing to win, but you also have to disrespect the fact that he didn't want to beat you to get there.
Yeah, yeah. Like, he's not a man in any stretch of the word.
Not even close.
That was a good play for a tiny baby, I think. So.
Oh, we are blowing people up big on this show. All right. So you went to losers bracket and you had to fight.
Oh my God, you're DQ'd.
Oh my God, you're DQ'd. Yeah, so Dave went to losers bracket and he had to fight Wentinel. You guys saw Wentinel in the top 8 in Marvel. He's been an excellent player for a very long time.
I think he finished 5. I didn't know who he was, right? Yeah. And so I'm playing this guy and he's super nice, and I like 5-1 him in the first match, and then he picked Kung and I had Dive, and I still felt a little creepy about being in the tournament. And so I'm like, okay, listen, here's the deal. You're jumping max height every time. You got to mix up the height at which you kick to keep me guessing. Otherwise, I'll just get under you, then get you from. It's over every single time.
Right.
And you can see him. He's thinking about it. He goes, oh, okay. And then he just fucking mopped the floor with me.
Walked right through.
It was the worst thing in the world. I'm like, what? And then later, then I was watching Marvel finals, and I see him like, you know, for that 5th, 6th place matchup.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this guy's really good at fighting.
Oh, that makes more sense now. Now I can sleep a little easier tonight. I don't have to shame eat a gallon of ice cream because this fucking noob walks in off the street and mops the floor with me. So
the moral of the story, show up on time to your pool. Don't DQ Dave Lang.
Don't do it.
Be a man. Just fight him. He's not even that good.
Bottom line,
he's not even that good.
If you can't beat me, you're not winning any money anymore.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, you had no chance, Andre. You had no chance of winning that tournament if you couldn't beat Dave.
Is this a trick?
No chance.
Kick.
None.
Zero.
So do we want to show some footage and look at some of this stuff? Is that working, or did we?
Yeah, it's working.
It's working.
Let's flip it over.
All right. We're gonna try and show you some top 8 footage and maybe talk a little bit about what happened. It's up.
So we go.
All right. I'm on it.
So this first match this isn't every match from finals. This is some of the ones we like best. This is Hanzo Gonzo versus Chris G, I'm thinking.
Yeah. So this is the first match of, or the first round of the losers side in top 8. And Hanzo was doing some things with Shoals that were really, really risky, but he was catching a lot of people with them. They were good reads. And he made it through his pool without too much trouble. And he was looking like he was going to dominate Chris G. Like, the whole crowd was saying Chris G doesn't know this matchup.
Yeah.
There's no way he's going to be able to figure it out in time. And you can see right here in the replays
he's
that
getting mopped.
Yeah, he's totally getting mopped. He's doing a lot of vertical jumping, which as you get better at dive kick, you'll learn is not a good idea at all.
Yeah, jumping straight up and doing nothing with it is very unless you get to do the drop. But
right.
That wasn't happening.
Right. And that was a lucky trade. It was an extremely lucky trade because Hanzo had just popped his kick factor, and Shoals is really dangerous in kick factor. Chris wasn't really doing much to stop Shoals from building kick factor. And he starts adjusting. He's finding that space in the middle where if Shoals jumps up full height and kicks, he's still going to be able to out-jump her. He's got the kick factor now. He's moving in on her. Very cautiously. See?
And very quickly it's getting downloaded for him, right?
Right. And Shoals isn't a character that can sneak under you. He has to gamble a lot. And Hanzo corners himself every round now. As soon as Chris got the kick factor, it was over.
The thing I was surprised with was how good he is at building meter with dive. Like, I don't think I've seen anyone build that meter that fast with dive.
I think the reason was, and if you watch him play, a lot of players will focus specifically on cornering you or building meter. But Chris was able to weave in and out of building meter and pushing you to the corner, taking away your space very, very fluidly.
You see, like, he's pretty passive until he gets the meter.
Right.
And then he starts getting bowled, right? Like,
correct.
He'll build, and then he'll back up. And,
yeah.
But I was super impressed with that, because as a dive player primarily, I was definitely in his comparison. So this is like bad news. Chris, right? How's he going to get out of this?
Shoals and Sensei probably better than anyone in the game chase down concussion. especially if Shoals is in kick factor. It's so hard to get away from her. You have to take big risks and move forward a lot when you're in concussion if you want to deal with Shoals' death from above stuff. Oh man, on a rampage. And we thought we were going to see a total domination on stage.
So then right here the crowd is chanting fraud.
Yeah.
Fraud. This is pretty funny though, because I was sitting right at the base of where the players are playing because I was trying to capture footage.
Right.
And right when Chris scores his point, like the crowd starts moving, he puts both arms up like this. He's laughing his ass off that he's going to get frauded.
It's a good feeling. It's a lot of pressure. You don't want to get frauded.
That's 5 headshots though.
Yes.
That's a
5 headshots. That's a great win for Hanzo.
Yeah.
So now the crowd is back on Hanzo's side. And they're like, yeah. So Chris G lucked that last one out. He got the kick factor. He was able to leverage that. Everybody there is thinking Hanzo's got this for free.
Let me try one thing real quick.
Sure.
So this looks like it's lagging a bit. Let me see if this helps at all.
Yes, from above. Round 1. Divekick.
Is that fast?
I have no idea.
All right, we'll keep going.
Yeah.
It's the same. Okay.
So what we see in the third round is definitely Chris making a huge adjustment and getting much better reads and reactions to Hanzo Shoals. Hanzo is not playing a very complete Shoals at this point. He's not using flight. He's not really changing up his timing a lot. He's become very predictable and complacent, which is unfortunate. That can still work for you if you're Shoals, if you can get to kick factor, because she's so dangerous, but you really do have to fly to keep yourself safe and to keep your opponent's rhythm really out.
Yeah, and really when you're playing Shoals too, it takes a long time to kind of learn the exact angle of that second kick.
Yeah, it is. It's deceptive, isn't it?
And in that second match, he had it dialed in where he was headshotting every time. And here you see he's just like
Whiffing,
going over him just by a little bit. And that might just be the difference between winning the loss here for him.
Right. Now, if you notice there, Hanzo was concussed and he cornered himself immediately. So instead of Chris doing a couple high dives and kicks to take him into the corner, they were all really small ones. That way he could build more meter while he moved there.
Yeah, the thing I just love about watching that match is
pause this
Chris
one.
knows exactly what he wants to do against it, right? Like, every single time he gets meter, he does the same thing.
Right.
He rushes, jumps higher than her because he knows he can,
Yeah.
and then just kills.
Exactly.
It's really impressive.
So this next match is going to be Mike Ross versus Fu, right?
Yeah. Like party starter Ross.
Yeah, I think Fu is the only player on stage playing his character in a very complete way. Yeah. He used all of Mr. N's techniques, and he used them a lot. And a lot of the other players were using techniques, but not quite as much or as fluidly as Fu was. Fu was using Mr. N's run to adjust his spacing very frequently, and he would have died there if he had not floated. His kick had the advantage.
I think the thing people don't really get with the spacing with Mr. N is that's funny. Is some people use it to like it's an evasion thing, and for me it's not evasion at all. It's about getting spacing.
Right.
It's about like both players on the ground.
Yes.
I'm a little too close. Let me just back up a hair.
The back up just a hair. That's exactly right. There aren't many characters you can outrun with it if they're attacking.
Yeah.
It's absolutely for making a small adjustment when you've stepped in a bit too far, and it is very effective, and does not cost a lot of meter, which may have to change.
Yeah, but if you're running away when he's kicking, you probably already lost.
Yeah.
Because he kicks faster than you run.
Right. And a lot of characters can't bounce up and down. They can't do neutral jumps because they'll get themselves killed. But Dive and Mr. N are characters that can do that.
Yeah.
Because they can adjust when they land and really mess with your timing to make sure it's not a guaranteed punish. Now, Mike is just, he really wants to show off. It's clear.
Yeah.
He wants to hit party starters. He wants to hit new angles. And he's just getting himself killed.
Yeah.
He doesn't understand the spacing in this matchup at all. He's constantly putting himself exactly where Mr. N wants him, which is underneath.
He's clearly committed to that meter, party starter headshot.
Right.
That's what he's trying to do every single time.
Right.
Like, no adjustments.
Now that was a good thing to point out too, because Mr. N's big weakness is he has no attack box in front of him.
Yeah.
You have to get under him to
yeah.
die.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for him to put you underneath himself, which means he's relying on you to put yourself
Being
under him,
aggressive,
right?
yeah.
So his aggression is false. It's all just him, trying to bait you into thinking you've got him when you don't. Once you realize that he's just trying to trick you, he becomes a lot easier to kill. And he's one of the few characters where you really do have to Hawkeye his meter when you're fighting against him. Because when you see that he's out, you know he's going to have to land after this jump. Right. There's not going to be a float, and you can get a kill. If you make those adjustments, I don't think Mr. N's that scary. He's very solid, but he's not that scary.
And here you see Mike like starting to bait the kicks from Mr. N, and then kick back and re-kick.
Yeah.
Like right there. 2 in a row of that same thing.
Right.
I think Fu makes an adjustment here. But that's basically textbook kick, right?
Yeah. Kick is fantastic at being aggressive, and he is very, very fast. Possibly the fastest character in the game. It's very easy for him to get into your space and make you feel like genuinely that you have a kill shot. And then you take it and you were wrong and then you die. So Mike's made a perfect adjustment here. He's going to take Fu out.
Do we have back-to-back frauds here? Is that what this, I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Divekick.
It was all a blur.
Just build meter.
Oh, scary. He's dead. Yeah.
I saw him, I think we have it on here, but the Mike Chris G match. Maybe it was the double dive match, I'm not sure, but someone like mid-match figured out how to kick under.
Yeah.
You know, when you're going up, if you're in a disadvantageous situation,
Yeah.
just hit kick right away and try to get under him.
Yeah, there's like 3 layers of Yomi there, which is crazy. So, the characters jump up together, like dive and kick jump up together, but dive jumps higher. So
Yeah.
dive wins. If they both reach the peak, dive wins.
Yeah.
But if kick realizes it early, he can kick under and he'll be safe. But if dive knows he's going to do that and also realizes that he can press kick early and he'll hit kick in the head as kick tries to pass under.
Yeah.
But if kick realizes that dive has realized that, he won't press the button. Dive will press the button early, kick will press the button, then kick dive in the head.
Yeah, so what usually
Layers.
happens, everyone plays pretty safe.
Yes.
Kick goes under, dive kicks late, goes over him,
Right.
and then reset.
And a lot of these guys will make that miracle escape from the corner. And they'll dip under someone, and instead of backing up and resetting the spacing and trying to get it right, they'll go right back in at their opponent and get killed.
That's when you get those ones where
Yeah.
it's like jump, jump, kick over, kick over, kick over, kick over.
Yeah.
Those are pretty funny.
Yeah, sloppy but funny.
Crowd was getting hype when those were happening.
Yeah. Mike just standing there like a deer in the headlights.
The crowd was amazing, by the way.
They were.
Room was packed. People standing up in the back. That was really, really cool to see. Good
Yeah,
float there, by the way. Good Marnito.
Yes. I was really surprised Fu did not go farther. He really had a solid handle on the Mr. N character.
Yeah.
And I think he'll be dangerous at UFGT if he shows up.
Who knocked him out? Do we don't remember?
Mike beats him.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who
This
knocked
is-
him into losers.
oh,
I could
this
check
is-
challenge. Oh man, brutal.
Yeah.
And then Mike brings this one back, I believe.
Yeah, he must. Right? It's 1-1.
Yeah.
He must close this out somehow. From concussed.
Yeah. Mr. N's not great at chasing a concussion.
Yeah.
He has his forward movement's bad. He can't put a hitbox out in front of himself. It's just not super easy for him to take advantage of that.
And see, when you got Mr. in the corner like that, it's a perfect thing. Just stand there.
Just stand there. Wait
stand
it
there.
out. Wait till he hangs himself, which
He's
is
not
exactly
going
what
anywhere.
Mike did. That's a hard lesson to learn in fighting games in general. That when you have somebody cornered, sometimes pressing the offense means doing very little.
Yeah. It's about, I guess, like, one of these things I'm still coming to grips with because I'm obviously like, pretty much a beginner at all this stuff, but like, just the best thing in the world you can do
Yeah.
is nothing a lot of the time. Just,
Yeah.
If you've got a space advantage,
Wait and bait.
just don't do anything. Just
wait and
yeah,
bait.
wait and bait. Make them come to you.
So Mike takes that one. And I think the last match we want to look at is Mike Ross against Chris G. After this, Chris G steamrolls the rest of the tournament, and there's not a lot of super interesting stuff to point out there. This one was pretty good, though.
Going in, I expected Mike to win this.
I did, too.
'Cause I like,
The experience advantage.
and I like kick over dive in general.
Why?
I just think the speed. For everything else being equal, I think the speed of kick
Sure.
outweighs the height advantage dive gets. If you're still learning the game, it's reactions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is it that... Why do you think we saw a lot of kicks losing to dives?
It's a fair question. It's probably a lot of variables involved there. If that's who you're playing as, I imagine that's probably also one of the most played matchups. So that's one like, once the party starter's kind of out of play,
Yeah.
then you've seen it. But it's a good question. I don't know.
And Chris is playing dive with the dive gem, which we don't see in the office here very much.
I played with that jump.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, like, we don't see it in the office very much. It's usually not here. I've been playing dive with the style gem. I think fast fall is incredible.
Yeah.
And I think Masari uses the kick gem.
I can do style gem with kick because I just want to get those party starters out as quick as I can.
Right.
I haven't tried it with dive, but that makes a lot of sense because I use the fast fall a ton. So
Yeah.
that would be good for me.
If I can get 1 or 2 extra fast falls a match from the style gem, for me that's generally worth it. Because I feel like I'm not going to be up in the air. I don't need to jump higher. and I don't really need to kick faster either.
And the nice thing about too is when you throw a lot of those the drops out,
Yeah.
fast falls, people forget about the hyperbolic arc.
Oh, totally.
And so it's like you do that, you do that, you do that. They're worried about you doing that, and then you do a hyperbolic arc on them and just kill.